across Texas. The issue is...
I'm Greg Groogan in Houston.
I'm Rudy Koski in Austin.
And I'm Stephen Dial in Dallas. And this is Texas, the issue is.
On March 5th, Texas Democrats have a very practical decision to make. That is, which candidate has the best chance to unseat longtime Republican incumbent Ted Cruz. Dallas area Congressman Colin Allred is absolutely convinced his brand of bipartisan pragmatism makes him the guy who can galvanize progressives while attracting independents and even a few disaffected Republicans. You've been outspoken about the crisis on our border. I'd like you to react to the Supreme Court's decision involving razor wire deployment.
Yeah, well, I think it's the right decision. This is a federal province. The Constitution clearly puts this in the federal government's power, and now it's the federal government's responsibility to act. And, you know, I've been frustrated that we've not, I think, been more responsive to what has been an increasing crisis, and that really comprehensively we haven't acted since the Reagan era. It's time for us to come together and try and find common ground between Democrats and Republicans on how we can reform our immigration system to better secure our border, to better match the needs of our economy, and to help us move forward.
You've been outspoken about your ability to work across partisan boundaries. You voted with some of your Republican colleagues on a resolution. You want to talk about that?
Sure. Well, for me, this was an effort really to send a message that the status quo is unacceptable, that our inaction at the federal level, which I think both parties bear responsibility for, is actually the brunt of that is being borne by our border communities here in Texas. Your Democratic opponent, State Senator Gutierrez, has made the statement that your willingness to vote with the Republicans, I think his term is an indicator that you forgot which primary you're in. How do you respond to that? Yeah, listen, I think it's okay for Democrats to talk about border security as well. And I think we have to, especially if you are putting Texas first, which is what I've always tried to do. I see myself as a Texan first before party, and I'm proud of my bipartisan record. If you could sit down face-to-face with President Biden and try to get some clarity for him about the crisis that our state and our country is facing, what would you tell him? Yeah, but you have to at least get caught trying. Let's get going on this. Let's not cede the argument to just the loudest voices in the room who want to do and pursue extreme policies. That there are common sense steps that we can take right now, and that if the Congress won't act, then use your executive authority to act. A majority of Texans believe that the state's abortion law is too extreme. You know, when you see those polls, what do you think? Yeah. Well, I certainly agree, and I think that when I talk to Texans, it is the extremism of the position that strikes folks, that if you're a victim of rape or incest, that there's nothing for you to do. And, of course, we're hearing about some of these stories of folks who've been able to get the care that they need by leaving the state. But we're not hearing some of these stories of folks who are forced into some of these horrible situations, who didn't have the option or the privilege of being able to leave the state. And at the federal level, we can reverse this by going back to the standard that we've had for the last 50 years and putting Roe v. Wade back as the law of the land. That's what I intend to do in the Senate. You are hoping to dislodge Senator Ted Cruz from his seat in the United States Senate. We have polling, recent polling, that show the race is a dead heat regardless of which Democrat emerges from the primary. I think it's more reflective of Ted Cruz and the fact that so many Texans, I think, are ready to move on from him. I'm in the beginning of the process of introducing myself to Texans because I'm a fourth-generation Texan. I was born and raised in Dallas by a single mother. It was a big deal for my family that I got a scholarship to play football at Baylor. I was made here in Texas, and I believe in our state, and I want to serve all 30 million Texans. My one-word response, centrist. Stephen, what's your word?
My word, November.
Okay, Rudy, lay it on us.
Greg, Stephen, I'm going to go with an audible and a hyphen. My word is zone blitz.
Okay, there you have it. The Fox Texas Trio will return on the other side of this break.